if you've noticed or anything, but there's a lot of remakes showing up nowadays. I mean, we just had that new Sabrina Netflix show, which is tangentially related to Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Both of these, of course, are based on Archie comics. We just had a Halloween movie like remake type of thing. There's a new Mary Poppins movie coming out. And just a few weeks ago, the CW debuted a complete reimagining of the literal cult classic, Charmed. Now, I'm sure I'll get to this new remake eventually, but this week I wanted to take a look back at the original 1998 Charmed and see why so many people loved it so much. So, let's take a walk. But before that, really quick, this video is brought to you by Skillshare. Skillshare is basically a huge online community where you can learn pretty much any skill you could ever want to, hence the name. Now, I get a lot of questions from you guys, mostly questions like, why is your voice so annoying? But also, I get a lot of people asking me how to start editing their own videos or how to learn animation, how to learn motion graphics, that kind of stuff. Well, Skillshare is the place you want to go. They have all kinds of classes about how to learn Premiere Pro, or how to design animated characters, or this color masterclass I've actually been using about how to learn color theory and like use color in interesting ways, which is something I never really understood much about until now. So, no matter what your skill level, there's something here for you. Now get this, everyone who signs up using my link down below get 2 months unlimited access for free. And then it's just $10 a month after that. And it's not just creative stuff, okay? They got business classes, finance classes, self-improvement classes, really anything. So if you're ready to start learning that skill you always wanted to, this is your chance. Click my link below, sign up, and get started today. Okay, back to the show. Charmed stars Piper, played by the mom from Pretty Little Liars, Phoebe, aka the wife from Insatiable, and Shannon Doherty as Prue. Piper and Prue live in their grandma's old house in San Francisco, and their sister Phoebe's moving from New York to live with them. But for a variety of reasons, Prue isn't too happy about the whole thing.
Phoebe, welcome home. Hello, Piper. It's so good to see you.
Hi.
Isn't it, Prue? I'm speechless.
Look, I know that you don't want me here. So can we talk about what's really bothering you?
No, I'm still furious with you.
So you'd rather have a tense reunion filled with boring chit-chat and unimportant small talk?
No, but otherwise we won't have anything to talk about.
You know, this is one of those things that's always kind of funny to me, is just how like women fight versus how men fight, you know? Like typically men will fight and wrestle and all that for whatever reason. Then maybe like 5 minutes later, you know, it's just like, so, you want to watch the Mighty Ducks? Well, let me tell you, okay? As the friend zone Freddy of my high school, for some reason, everyone let me know about all the passive-aggressive, backbiting, who hates who today gossip or like whatever. The way girls fight just looks exhausting. Some girls will just hold on to the smallest grudges and only like communicate their feelings by like exchanging stink eyes back and forth for years. And sometimes they'll like reschedule their entire life just to avoid the other person. Sorry, I couldn't go to your wedding. I heard Jessica was gonna be there. You know, I'm pretty sure she doesn't even remember what she said. Can you believe in 3rd grade she told me I look like Helga from Hey Arnold? Anyway, later that day, the girls are playing with the Ouija board, which like everyone in these kind of shows does for some reason. And suddenly, it starts moving on its own.
There, look. You saw that, right?
I think so, yeah.
I told you I wasn't touching it.
Prue? Can you come in here a sec?
Now what? I think it's trying to tell us something.
Well, let's see here. Rick and Morty is overrated? Well, that's just gibberish. After this, Phoebe goes up to the attic, which is somehow bigger than like the entire rest of the house, and finds a magic box. And inside that box is the Book of Shadows.
Hear now the words of the witches, the secrets we hid in the night. The oldest of gods are invoked here. The great work of magic is sought. In this night and in this hour, I call upon the ancient power. Bring your powers to we sisters 3. We want the power. Give us the power.
Well, that's the worst poem I ever heard. That doesn't even rhyme. Now, Phoebe tries to explain all this like witchcraft stuff to her sisters, but you know how it is. You know, they're not really buying it.
Book of Shadows, I found it in that trunk.
Let me see that. How did you get in here?
The door opened.
Wait a minute. An incantation? What kind of incantation?
It said something about there being 3 essentials of magic. Timing, feeling, and the phases of the moon.
You know, oddly enough, those are the same exact 3 factors that determine how bad the diarrhea from Taco Bell's gonna be that day. Now, throughout the next day, they all start exhibiting magic powers. Like, Prue makes her ex-fiance's pen shoot in his face, and then she chokes him with his tie. Like, I think I'm seeing a pattern here. Piper freezes time so she can roofie a guy's food. And Phoebe stops a bunch of kids on rollerblades from getting hit by a car, which I'm not even sure why you do that in the first place, because, like, I mean, let me tell you, if there's one thing worse than skateboard kids, it's rollerblade kids. After this, Prue goes to visit Phoebe in the hospital since she just took an epic spill. And there she meets someone that she apparently knows, Inspector Trudeau. Now I'm gonna show you this scene and just watch his mouth, okay? Like the way he talks, I don't know, it's just so weird. It's like he's trying to have a conversation and get popcorn out of his teeth at the same time.
Andy?
Prue? I don't believe it. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. I just can't believe I'm running into you. Well, you know, Phoebe's busy and Dr. Gordon's busy. Can I buy you a bad cup of coffee while we wait?
Anyway, later that day, Prue's hanging out with Phoebe at one of those cool hip San Francisco restaurants and still doesn't believe any of this hocus pocus mumbo jumbo, you know? But after she accidentally uses her magic powers to pour some cream in her coffee, you know, she's starting to come around.
When I was looking through the Book of Shadows, I saw these wood carvings. They look like something out of a Bosch painting.
And this has what to do with us?
Well, in the first wood carving, they were in a slumber, but in the second one, they were battling some kind of warlock. I think as long as we were in the dark about our powers, we were safe. Not anymore.
Well, gee, Phoebe, you think you could have thought of that before you read the dumb poem? Let me get this straight, okay? You're telling me my choices were A, get magic powers, but now I have to fight literal evil itself, or B, I could have just kept watching Netflix every weekend like I always do. And how am I supposed to fight evil anyway when all I can do is put cream in coffee? All I'm saying is, it's pretty clear which one of us pulled the short straw, all right? While this is all going on, Piper meets up with her boyfriend, who offers to take her to a romantic spot inside an abandoned warehouse? And I thought I was bad at planning dates. But surprise, he's actually a witch-hunting warlock who lured Piper into a trap.
You see, I've known for quite some time that the moment the old witch croaked at all your powers, they'd be released. All that was needed was for Phoebe to return.
Why?
It was the only way to get their powers.
And now I want yours.
Oh wow. So Piper freezes time and manages to escape. They all go up to the attic and try casting a magic spell to stop Piper's crazy boyfriend, but it doesn't quite work and he breaks into the house anyway, chases them back up to the attic, and here's where the three sisters unleash their true power.
The power of 3 will set us free. 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 The power of 3 will set us free.
You'll never be safe, and you'll never be free.
Well, not gonna lie, I have no idea what just happened. And in the end, Inspector Trudeau shows up the next morning and tries to ask Prue out on a proper date. But given the fact that she now has like superpowers and all that stuff, she turns him down.
Bye, Andy.
Sandy, I told you I heard a man's voice. What do you want?
He asked me out.
And you said?
Well, I started to say yes, and then I stopped.
I mean, like, just think about it. My ex-fiance was a total jerk. Although, to be fair, dating a guy who wears his pants up to his nipples was my fault. Your ex-boyfriend just tried to kill us. Look, all I'm saying is maybe it's time we all just go buy some Subarus, you know what I mean? Now, obviously, this show being from the 90s, like, you know, there's a lot of things you just kind of have to look past. Like, the special effects are very 90s, or the fact that these sisters can live in downtown San Francisco in the first place, you know what I'm saying? I mean, seriously, you even seen the property taxes over there? But, you know, even just from the first episode here, I guess I can see why it would attract so many people. Kind of like Buffy around the same time, it definitely has a somewhat more, like, realistic take on how magic powers would kind of affect your life, sort of. And to be fair, the characters definitely feel kind of like real people instead of just like filling out a template or something. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's real cheesy, but I can see the appeal, I guess. So this was the Charmed video that I talked about in the story time I made a couple weeks ago about like TV shows and movies I can't talk about or whatever. And like, I don't really see why anyone would even care enough to like have it taken down because it's not really critical about the show or anything. I mean, like, I guess because of the timing, maybe they wanted the focus to be on the new show instead of the old show, but like, I don't know, that's a pretty flimsy excuse. But you know, watching this video back now after like 9 months or so, like it's like obviously my animations have improved like 1,000 times over, but like I never really noticed just how bad everything was back then. Like the writing, the voice acting, like this is just, I mean, this is really hard to watch, at least for me. Although I guess everyone who does anything creative could probably say the same thing about like everything they do. I mean, even now, like I look back at my videos maybe just like a month or two ago and I'm just like, this is terrible. Even though like a lot of people seem to like them just fine, but I mean, I don't know. It's really hard to go back and watch like the kissing booth video or like my Tinder story time or whatever. It's just like how do these videos have so many views? I don't get it. Cause like, man, these are rough. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to ring that bell so you don't miss any videos from me. Follow my dog Charlie on Instagram, Charlie Meets Pumpkin. Follow me on Twitter later. Let me know what's your favorite part of the video, or just say hi, or give me suggestions for what video you want me to do next. And above all else, everybody have a great day, and I'll see you all next time.